from Fakey.
Yeah, by the numbers, I would say that this is pretty weighted towards Stingray. Stingray, of course, again, did very well at the Winter Championship, did pretty well at the Winter Royale as well, and of course did well at the World Championship. Definitely a strong competitor. So Fakey's kind of got a challenge ahead of himself, but we'll see how well he does as he picks up that Scythe to go up against Stingray's Orb.
So we have seen a little bit of Moonen's success lately here. If we're looking at like knees, he's probably been one of the few. It was as Modi at the World Championship, but she kind of got away from the Moonen, didn't think the KO options were there. She wasn't able to really use the signatures like some of the other Moonen players are able to use them. But here so far, Stingray has a little bit of a lead. It's starting to shrink a little bit as we're seeing just some really nice punish game coming out from Fakey.
Yeah, Fakey's playing this one solid. Not going for too risky of plays, like you said, not throwing out like a bunch of Moonen Sigs or anything like that. Now over to the Scythe, might need a Sig. Generally, you don't see too many light attack KOs coming out from the Scythe players out there. He's likely going to be looking for a setup for the end Sig, but Stingray with the side light side A has that consistent KO tool.
Now we'll see if he continues to use this Dusk throughout the tournament, whether win or loss. Maybe this is a little bit of the Orb success that Radish had at the Winter Royale. Going to clean that one up very quickly from Fakey with a neutral air off the top. But we'll see if some players in North America start to shift over into those other different Orb characters. I think we're going to see a lot more of Lucian coming into play, due largely in part to Luna. But we'll see if there is some Orb coming into play as well in the overall general North American meta, given that it seemed like people struggled with the matchup at the Winter Royale.
Yeah, Orb definitely one of those kind of underrepresented weapons out there. I mean, we even saw Godly in EU do very well with the Petra. So Stingray going to come in, throw out that side signature, catches Fakey, and built up a sizable lead. Managed to get a lot of damage. You can see he's confident in his Orb play. He's sticking with it and not going to that comfort weapon of the Spear.
He's even trying to extend some of his strings with like the gravity cancel sidelight like we just saw him do there. So he's feeling confident enough to kind of burn some of those dodges at the early stages of his opponent's health, where if he misses that, his opponent's likely going to be right next to him because the move that got hit before isn't going to send him flying that far because he's not in the orange, he's not in the red. So he's feeling confident enough to kind of throw out those attacks and burn dodges even when he's close to his opponent, and it's for good reason. Look at him so far. That's going to get punished, but it's just with a side air. Even Fakey is giving a lot of respect to Stingray here and not trying to push those off stages too hard.
Yeah, Stingray definitely feeling very confident. The way that he's throwing out consistent Sigs over the edge. He's throwing out, I think that's the down Sig, right? That tends to be used as that corner coverage. But Fakey does manage to get this one back to final stocks. And we've seen Scythes do incredibly well at kind of mitigating leads. But this is, again, Stingray that he's going into.
He's not able to really do too much when he had the weapon advantage. It was a couple hits out on a Stingray, but he picked up the Orb relatively quickly. Going to get hit with that side air. You see him flying over the edge. If that started with a side light, that was likely going to be the game right there. Is he just going to fish for another one? Nope, it's going to be for the side light, side air. Didn't want to hit the Sair raw, so he went for the side light starter, picked up the grounded Fakey, and sent him over into the right blast zone. Small Brawlhalla getting banned out almost immediate.
Yeah, they went straight to Apocalypse. Small Brawlhalla, I'm not sure how much that played into things. You know, Stingray had kind of consistent KOs, even if they didn't KO as early, or like if they were KOing a little bit earlier on a map like Small Brawlhalla, they're still like eventually going to work out. It wasn't like there was any sort of Small Brawlhalla cheekery that happened. I saw the like sidelight end sig that happened in the first stock. If that one KO'd, I would have been like, okay, I get why you don't want this map.
Yeah, there were definitely not too many times where something was KOing in orange, or, I mean, the walls don't really come into too much play on that map just because it has normal sized side walls, unlike a map like Apocalypse that might be a little bit smaller than that. So yeah, it seems like Stingray was just winning that game because he was just playing better than Fakey was. His Orb was beating both of Fakey's weapons. His Spear was beating, well, didn't see too much Spear, but his Spear is, you know, likely better than both of Fakey's weapons as well. So Stingray just seemed in complete control, not map dependent, so he's probably not really worrying too much of only going back to Small Brawlhalla because he finds himself on Apocalypse, but he's actually at a little bit of a deficit so far. He's found some good damage onto Fakey. He has him in the red now, but still is a little bit behind.
Yeah, Fakey's actually got a nice bit of health advantage over Stingray right now. Going to be looking for the KO tool. Nair high in the sky did not connect. Where's the punish? It's a side sig, and Fakey is going to take the lead.
So Stingray does have some solid experience on this Dusk. It is level 48, or sorry, level 40, even though it is his 27th highest leveled legend. So still a lot of time on this legend. That just shows you how much he's played the game and how much time he's put into a lot of other legends. That's why we see that Stingray character pool as big as it is and as successful as it is.
Yeah, you can definitely feel that he's not a slouch on that character. Of course, the way that he was kind of utilizing those signatures, getting those follow-ups like N-Light and a side sig, things like that, is stuff that, like, obviously he knows how those sigs work. He knows how to use them.
Setting up for the possible edge guard here. Oh, he actually made a move for it, then moved back in case like the dodge came out early. There was a huge feint that Fakey made before turning around and ending that stock with the dare. Huge lead for him now. He seems like really in control of this game. It's not even just that edge guard. Like, he had the lead at the beginning as well. So Fakey doing a fantastic job so far in this game.
Yeah, that was a really well done down air. Perfectly timed as Stingray started up his recovery and ended up getting a nice lead. But now Stingray trying to bring this one back, has the orb in hand. It's what did the bulk of the damage in the last game, putting out 526 damage.
Yep, throwing away that spear. I thought he might spawn it for just a little bit. It didn't look like he was going to juggle the weapons too much, but no, he just threw that spear away, picked up the orb right after that. He's going to stick on that. I feel like we are really seeing shades of, or at least impact of what Radish was able to do with his orb at the Winter Royale. People are going to have to start learning how to play against orb if they want success in Brawlhalla.
Yeah, there's just clearly the orb man's starting to come in. Stingray going out, throws out the down air. Fakey does manage to get past it. Side air comes out from Stingray. Another down signature again, trying to cover the corner, but it's the side signature, and Stingray takes another one.
Their damage is going to be relatively even, though. That was sort of Stingray coming out right at the end, able to take that. We even saw a spear signature that game. You saw that in the first clip. But their damage was relatively even. It was 542 to 523. So no major big swings. We're seeing Stingray kind of slow things down a little bit just because that seems to be the way that Fakey also kind of wants to play here. Early on, he was just kind of waiting for Stingray to throw a move out, and then he would find a way to dash in and punish with a single bow move. So now we're seeing that kind of change. We're seeing Stingray start to slow things down a little bit, and even it was going in the favor of Fakey, but then all of a sudden, towards the end, Stingray kind of turned things around a little bit, said, I'm still in control of this game, and ended up taking it.
Yeah, one thing that's going to be really rough for Fakey if he tries to lean too hard on those like bow downlight approaches is Stingray with an orb has a lot of easy counters against that, right? You can just go for that jump downer. He can even just do a raw downlight and kind of pop himself over those downlights from Fakey. So Fakey's going to maybe lean a little bit more into the scythe for this game number 3.
Starting off with a nice spear string into the air. Both of them relatively even health.
Oh.
Okay, well, not really two back-to-back signatures because there was a move in between. But you saw the signature whiff. You saw Stingray there immediately able to follow up with another attack. And then he came with a signature right after that. So he's starting to kind of broaden his horizons in terms of signature usage now that he's getting a little bit more of a handle on how Fakey wants to play into this matchup.
Yeah, that was a really nice call out from Stingray, getting that neutral sig as Fakey went over him. But now Fakey from below, throwing out the recoveries, needs to finish off this stock. He's got good damage built up on the Stingray, but Stingray reads that dodge and catches him with the nair.
Fakey now just a little bit behind. Has about 50 damage on this stock going over to the bow. Stingray retreating over the soft platform, able to pick up the weapon spawn that spawns right below it. Picking up that orb, trying to give him, the back-to-back spot dodges. First Fakey's, then Stingray's. Stingray's actually canceled into a sidelight by the time the iframes ran out from Fakey's dodge.
Oh, downlight doesn't hit the nair there. Fakey having some trouble here in game number 3. This is his upper bracket stocks right now. This is upper bracket game. Ensig.
All
right.
That was really nice coverage.
Yeah, I mean, the spear toss.
We're going to need to see that one slowed down in the clip after this happens. I want to see that one in slow motion to see exactly what happened.
Well, now Fakey has to bring this one right back. Stingray jumping high and then lands down, catches the sidelight to punish that downlight whiff from Fakey. Fakey trying to catch a jump from Stingray. You saw him kind of dip down, go for the recovery there. Doesn't hit the side air.
Stingray knows he's at a nice lead right now, so he doesn't want to commit too much for anything. He knows Fakey's just in the yellow. That's nice, but immediately goes back, doesn't try to punish the edge guard or push the edge guard situation that he had. Just the signature over the corner that he's been doing. Had plenty of room, didn't get caught with it. There is a weapon spawn. Fakey's going to grab it, swapping over to the Scythe. We're going to need that Scythe to really come alive here. This weapon spawn is going to favor Fakey just a little bit because he's able to kind of force Stingray away, given that Stingray's at the weapon disadvantage. This next weapon could go. Yep, it's probably going to go to Fakey as well. Stingray coming back into this game at weapon disadvantage. He's going to be looking for that spawn, playing carefully. Fakey's not too far behind. There is the spawn on the field, and he grabs it. It's the spear.
Little surprised there that Fakey, he hit the nair and he didn't go for like a weapon toss to just try to deny, just try to starve weapons away from Stingray. Instead, he definitely wants to keep this Scythe in hand. Stingray doesn't catch that downlight though. Fakey managed to dodge down in time.
We'll see if he hits another sidelight, what his option is out of that. Try to bounce that dare off the wall, didn't quite have the range. Fakey able to get back. Stingray happens to cancel the dodge to the left. Not sure if that was a misinput or what happened there, if he thought Fakey was going to be on the other side of him. But good for Stingray to still clutch that one out, sending Fakey packing from the top side of the bracket with a 3-0.
A really solid play from Stingray. You can see, okay. The active frames of that end sig. You saw Fakey dodge up into that, trying to avoid the weapon toss, and just didn't expect that.